Welcome to the executive branch. This unit is all about the president, vice president, and the cabinet. And we are going to get started today on, there we go, our learning targets. Remember, you never have to write these down. We're going to analyze the roles and responsibilities of the three branches of government. We're going to look at how power and relationships have changed between the president and other branches of government over time. We're going to look at, again, checks and balances. That's kind of a big deal. And our learning target today is we're going to analyze the roles and responsibilities of the three branches, figure out how they work together. All right. So starting off with the presidency, whenever you think of the presidency, whenever you think of the executive branch, the president is probably the person that comes to mind. So we're going to start off with requirements for office. Now, we've talked about this previously. This should be a review. We have formal requirements. If something is formal, that means that it's like specific, it's concrete. In this sense, our formal requirements for president can be found in the Constitution. They are, you have to be at least 35 years old. You have to have been a natural born citizen, meaning you have to be born in the United States or a territory. And you also have to be a resident of the United States for at least 14 years. Okay, so those are the three formal requirements to be president. Next, we have informal requirements. So over the past, 60, 100 years, in order to be president, you have to have at least had some sort of experience in public life, right? So maybe you've been a governor, maybe you've been a senator, maybe you've been a lawyer, maybe you've worked in some sort of high-level cases, presented before the Supreme Court, that kind of stuff. So typically, in order to be president, those informal requirements, like you probably have to have a lot of money so you can run a good campaign, you maybe have to have a little bit of education, have grown and changed over the years. So I want you to think about what are some other informal requirements that a person typically has to meet if they're going to be president. All right, term of office. Our presidents serve 4-year terms, and they have a term limit put in place by the 22nd Amendment. So their term limit, they can be president 2 times for 2 terms or a total of 10 years. So let's think about how that can happen. Maybe you're the vice president and the president you're serving for dies. If they serve at least 2 years of their term, then you finish out their term and then you can run 2 times on your own. If they die or resign before reaching that 2-year limit, you still have to finish out their term, but then you can only run 1 time on your own because you can't exceed that 10-year limit that was put in place after, fun fact, Roosevelt. All right, we have some different types of elections. We have primary elections and we have general elections. So a primary election, the purpose of those is to narrow down the candidates for each political party, okay? So the Democrats have a primary, the Republicans have a primary. When the Democrats in the 2020 election, they had a whole bunch of people. They had like 15 people running, okay? So the point of the primary was to narrow down those people within that party so you just have one candidate. In the 2016 election, the Republicans had the same thing going on. They had a whole bunch of candidates who wanted to represent the Republican Party, but they had to narrow it down, okay? And then we have the general election. And the general election is what we have every 4 years, okay? So every 4 years, we have in November the general election, which is when you've got both candidates running against each other, right? So, the November calendar that I've got here for you is showing you a potential November calendar for an election year, okay? So on this calendar, Election Day is going to be on the 3rd, okay? This is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, okay? So Election Day, and this is very specific, so make sure you get this down. It's always the first Tuesday after the first Monday in November every 4 years. It's not the first Tuesday. It's the first Tuesday that follows the first Monday, okay? And with that, I will stop for this video. If you have any questions,